I don't know. The last video it started and then it stopped and then it started up and I didn't even do anything. And it lasted about 5 minutes and it was over. Well, welcome to yoga, everyone. We're in our sturdy chairs here. If you're at home, just find a sturdy chair and one that you can sit up straight in. And we'll go ahead and get started. Hey, come on in. A good group. So this is the time when we just settle in together. We're kind of putting aside our morning and starting and this afternoon taking care of ourselves. So just relax in your chair for now. Your hands can just kind of be loose in your lap and just let your arms relax. Let your chair take your weight. And we'll just start to notice. Notice your breath. Does it feel smooth or forced, relaxed or stressful? Notice how you're feeling. Do you have any places in your body where you have pain or maybe you're feeling tension? And then give a moment to anything that you might have on your mind. Pay a little attention to it, and then that might be something you want to set aside while we practice. No pressure to set it aside. Those things tend to come back up. But you can focus on your breath, focus on your movement, and try to give your brain a little break. And just one more thing to notice before we start to change our breath and check your face that it's nice and relaxed and relax the place between your eyebrows. Let your jaw relax. One way to think of that is to take the tongue off the roof of your mouth, kind of let your jaw drop down a little bit and not be tense. Now we'll sit up a little straighter because we're going to focus on deepening our breath. So we will breathe in through the nose if possible. If not, of course, you can breathe in through your mouth. So breathe in. Let the breath go deep into your belly. You may want to hold your hands there so you can feel your belly expand. And then we'll slowly exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we're going to repeat that just at your own pace. Some deep inhales and slow exhales. Slowing down the breath helps to slow down the heart rate, any racing thoughts you might have. You can do this anytime. Kind of give yourself a little break when you get overwhelmed. Now we're going to get ready to go into our stretching and strengthening. So remember this breath. Remember you can return to this baseline, just the deep breath at any point if we're doing something that doesn't feel comfortable to you. But you can always choose a movement that you know is safe for you at any point, and you can always adapt things. Okay, so we're going to start just with our feet parallel, flat on the floor. And as you can see at home, I'm just in the clothes I wore to work. So that's one of the good things about chair yoga. You can really, I try not to wear something that's really constricting on Mondays, but some days if I have a meeting, I have on nice clothes, and you can still do this. So that's a good thing to know. So we're going to have our feet flat on the floor. I was noticing my shoes is what made me think to say all that. They're really not, my feet are not really on the floor. You can take your shoes off if you want to. It's not necessary. So let's start with just taking our posture. Pull our shoulders way up toward the ears, and then let the shoulder blades come down the back, and then kind of adjust. Pull your chest back a little bit so that your spine is neutral. And then let's start today with nodding. We'll just nod yes. Remembering to breathe while we do this. And then hold with your chin to your chest. Like good stretch in the back of your neck. Oh, that's such a good one. I can feel that down between my shoulder blades too. And then come to face me, and we'll say no. Good. Now, before we do the rest of our neck work today, let's go down to the shoulders and just do a little more loosening up. It's hard to do that one where you lean your ear over if your neck's really stiff. And then reverse. And now we're just going to lift the shoulders up toward the ears. And then we'll do a little airplane. Keep your sits bones on your chair for this one. And now we'll stop with one arm up, the other arm down, and we'll just really stretch as long as we can stretch, and then lean toward the lower arm. And here you can face me, face the floor, look up under your elbow, whatever works the best for you. Then we'll inhale up, exhale down so that we've reversed the arms, and then we'll lean. Let your neck be comfortable. Then we'll inhale up. Let's turn the palms away from one another and then slowly exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we'll come back here. We're going to kind of open up on the inhale and then hug a beach ball on your exhale. And repeat. Again. This time we're going to close in a hug. We'll inhale and exhale another hug with the opposite arm on top. And then inhale. This time we're going to hug the knees. So getting a little bit into the low back now. And when you're ready, you're going to reach towards your ankles. Inhale up. the palms to the back of the room, and then slowly exhale. 5, 3, 2, 1. And then we'll scoop up, kind of that same motion. Inhale and then exhale slowly. Good. Now back up to shoulder height. We'll do some small circles here. And then let's flip the palms and reverse. And now fingertips to shoulders and some big circles. And then reverse. Yes, my neck is moving much better now. It takes it a while. Now we're released down, and let's go ahead back to our necks. Bring your chin to your chest, and then we're going to move with the breath. Let the chest follow the collarbone to one side and look over the shoulder. And then again, move with the breath, chin back to chest, and the same thing on the other side. So whatever we do, try to align your breath and your movement, whether it's an inhale or exhale. Breathe like move. So here we go, chin back to chest. Then face me. We're going to let the ear come to the shoulder on the same side. And you have some choices of things you might do here. You might extend your arm that you're leaning away from to create a really long line that you're stretching there. You might put a little weight here. You might massage. And then we'll release and do the same thing on the other side. Release. Good job. Let's do our conductor. And we'll come out here for weight machine. Inhale and then squeeze in front on the exhale. Good, and then we'll release down. And we're going to start on the low body. We'll start with a jog. This can be as fast or as slow as you want it to be. You can kind of play with that. Sometimes it's a little harder on your core to do it slowly. All right, let's go into some leg lifts. So one leg stays bent, the other one can be bent or can be straight without locking the knee. So we'll just slowly lift and lower. About 10 to 12 reps. I don't really count them, but that's kind of the goal if you like to count. And then we'll switch. Good. And then we'll do our sit ups. For the sit ups, you can hinge forward or you can hinge and twist. I'll twist, so you can follow me if you want to do it that way. I'll do several on one side first. Um, you can switch back and forth. I just find that I can keep my form better if I just do all of them on one side and then switch. Okay, I'm going to switch. You're following me. And if you feel like you need to loosen up your sides again, you can do a little airplane. And that'll warm you up for the skater switch. This one's a little bit of a tricky one. Basically, you're throwing one leg out and reaching for the opposite ankle and kind of throwing that arm behind you. So, switching back and forth at your own pace. Requires a little coordination and balance. Getting some good twisting here. Getting your heart rate up. Good job. Let's go back for our next set of leg lifts. Here we go. And switch legs. Good job. And now we'll go into the sit-ups. And the other side. Good. And if you need to loosen up again, take a second to do that. And then we'll catch our breath a little bit before we go into our warriors. So first, let's work on our hands. You can rest your arms against your body for this. And the first thing we'll do with hands and feet, we're going to claw. So inhale, squeeze all the muscles in hands and feet. Exhale to release. Repeat that a couple more times. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Then we'll touch the thumb to every finger. Now let one hand come to face me. You're still keeping your shoulder relaxed. We're going to pull the fingertips back. We're stretching the forearm here. And we'll flip over, pull the fingertips down, stretching the top of the wrist. And then shake that one out, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. lean back first. And then flip over. You can press the top of your hand or just kind of pull down on your fingertips. And check that out. Good job. Let's do a shoulder stretch and then we'll scoot in back to our chairs and do some leg or footwork. So we're going to bring the arm across the body. It can be bent or straight. And then just pressing in and looking over the shoulder. And we'll release and do the same thing with the other side. And release. Now we'll scoot back in our chairs. First, we'll bring the legs up, flex the feet, and just engage all of your muscles, kind of squeeze all of your muscles, starting from the feet, up through the legs, the pelvic girdle, squeeze your buns, your core, your arms, but you'll let your face and your neck stay nice and soft. So we're going to squeeze like you're lifting off your chair on the inhale, and then release. And then repeat and release. Now we'll come back up. Let's do some circles. You know what? We forgot to circle our wrist, didn't we? Your wrist too. We'll just look all silly here. And reverse. They can't see you all. They can see me doing this. Hopefully, yes, it's still going. Good. Now release for just a second. And then we'll come back up. We're going to point and flex. And then we'll just point and do some scissors. Good. Now release. Now let's turn to face wall. Put your legs over the side of your chair. Extend the leg that's closer to me. Your leg will be at about a 90-degree angle. You're going to neutralize your spine. And then we'll inhale up. This is warrior one. And then exhale down into some triceps dips. Now when your arms are overhead again, stretching really tall, we're going to windmill down. This is warrior two. So arms are shoulder height, ribs are stacked over hips. You may extend your leg at a place that it feels comfortable, or you can leave it bent. Really use strong arms. You're really stretching from wall to wall here. Then we're going to flip the front palm, the front hand so the palm's facing up. Then we'll tip back. Peaceful warrior. Back down, warrior two. And then forearm above the knee. Look behind you. Draw an imaginary line down the wall, across the floor, up the other wall. So you're stretching really as long as you can stretch, opening your heart here. Taking some deep breaths. And then we'll move with the breath to come out of that the same way that we came into it, back up to warrior two. And good out there, everyone. Now face me. I'm going to point the fingertips down in horse pose. The knees are apart. We're going to bring the shoulder into the space between the knees, back up, and then repeat on the other side. We're going to repeat this several times. You can do it very slowly, or you can do it a little more quickly. You get to choose. So here, you're really stretching just about everything. Really getting good into the low back, inner and outer thighs. Remember to breathe. And when you're ready, you can turn and face the opposite wall. Turn to the other side of your chair. Extend the leg. 90-degree angle with the leg, tailbone pointing down. Inhale up. Exhale down for another set of triceps. Now arms are overhead. We'll bring them down into our warrior two. Maybe extend your leg, sagging your ribs over your hips. Looking out over your fingertips. Now flip the front hand so your palm faces up. We'll tip back into peaceful warrior. Move with your breath back down to warrior two. Forearms above the knee. Look behind you. We're moving into that side angle stretch. And then moving with your breath to the warrior two. That one's complete. Good work. Now we're going to go back and do another set of the sit-ups or twisting sit-ups and the leg lifts, and then we'll start stretching everything back out, headed toward our resting pose. So let's start with sit-ups first this time. Hands lightly behind the head, and then you get to choose straight forward or twisting. And then the other side if you're following me. And then loosen your sides if you need to do that. And we'll go into our leg lifts. Just like before, just lifting and lowering. Except that your legs already feel stronger now. And so your leg just pops up this time instead of feeling like it weighs as much as your whole body. Now let the heel rest. Keep the knee soft, but the leg is extended. We'll inhale to sit up nice and straight, and then exhale and hold here if you need to. Feeling a stretch from your hip all the way down to your heel. The foot's flexed, so you're probably going to be feeling some stretching in your arches as well. That's a good thing. Just breathe deeply. You might go a little deeper as you breathe, if that feels good to you. And then when you're ready, just move with your breath to slowly come back up. Then we'll hug the knee into the chest, stretching the quadriceps. You may kind of rock around and massage your glutes. You might want to point and flex or circle again. And then we're going to cross that leg. You can cross low on the leg, or you can cross above the knee. If you're above the knee, you want to keep this foot flexed. That helps to protect your knee. And you're probably already going to feel some stretching in your hip, your knee, and in the side of the hip. If you want to go a little further, you can hinge forward like we did before. And it might be a very small movement. That might be all your hip allows, but you get to choose here. Just enjoy the stretch. This is one you can do in the bed, like you can lie down and just do it from a lying down position too. It's always a good one. And then when you're ready, you can slowly come back up. We'll place that foot down and repeat that sequence on the other side. So leg lifts first. And then let the heel rest, soft knee. We inhale up, exhale, hinge out. And then when you're ready, you can slowly come back up, hug the knee in, and repeat what we did before there. Then we'll cross over, lower high. And it's okay if this side is different than the other side. Feeling your stretch. If you want to hinge forward, you can. When you're ready, you can slowly lower and place that foot back on the floor. Now we're going to get ready to go into our eagle arms. We'll start here. We start with the twist and then we go into the eagle arms. So hands are just lightly at or above the knees. We inhale, exhale to twist. You might even hook your arm around the back of your chair if it allows that. Open your eyes here so you can stretch your eye muscles even. And then when you're ready, you can slowly move back around, crossing the back arm over the front. Then we'll be in the elbows. And you can touch the backs of the hands together or wind up a little bit more so you're clasping in eagle arms. You can do eagle arms with your legs also. I don't tend to do it here. It's just hard to stay balanced when you do that, but you're welcome to try it. So we're feeling some good stretching in the tops of our shoulders and between the shoulder blades. You can experiment with pushing the elbows away, pulling them in, lifting them up. Now we're going to lift them though. We're going to inhale and then exhale down into the lap. We'll release. And then on your next inhale, you're going to scoop up like we did before. Palms to the back of the room and then slowly exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2. Very nice. Now, other side. We'll start here. Inhale. Exhale. Twist. When you're ready, come back around, cross over, bend the elbows and touch or clasp. Breathe deeply, feel the stretch. And we'll inhale to lift, exhale to lower into the lap. Squeeze out all the air, then reach toward your ankles. And on your next inhale, scoop up, palms to the back of the room and then exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, before we go into our sunshine pose and our resting pose, if there are any kind of movements that your body wants to make, if you need to loosen your neck back up or stand up or wiggle, just get all your wiggles out. And then when you're ready, you can come and face me with your knees apart. Cup the hands. We're going to lean forward, but keep the head up. Inhale to scoop up. And then exhale to slowly lower. You might imagine some cool water falling over your face. And then settle back into your chair. We're going back into that relaxed mode that we started in. You're letting your chair take your weight. You're letting your muscles relax. If you have any stubborn muscles that don't want to relax, try squeezing it hard and then letting it go. That tends to loosen it up a bit. Start to pay attention to your breath again. Slowing down the breath, breathing more deeply. Letting the heart rate slow back down. You can close your eyes here if that feels comfortable to you. If not, just let your gaze go toward the floor so that your eyelids can soften. Take the tongue off the roof of your mouth. Relax the place between your eyebrows. Get your neck in a position that feels comfortable for you. That doesn't feel like a strain. It's okay to be a little bit slouchy here. So your back and hips can relax and maybe visualize your breath flowing into any places that might still feel a little bit stuck. Hopefully most of them have loosened up some. We'll just stay here about another minute in this stillness. Now you can continue to rest if that's what you need. But if you're ready to reawaken, you can start that by wiggling your fingers and toes. And then just move your limbs. And then start to move into your torso, bringing movement back to all parts of your body. And then when you're ready, you can reach up really tall in our afternoon stretch. We're going to inhale here, exhale down into a hug for yourself. Be thankful for your body. Be thankful for this little break from the world. Say something kind to yourself today. When you're ready, just give yourself a final little squeeze and release your arms. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. See all of you. So good to see all of you. Yes, the video worked this time, I believe. So the people I'm talking to will